Good day everyone. I am Antonio P. De Lima from BSE1C. For the topics, we'll discuss about simulation and laboratory.
What is simulation? Simulation can be defined as a trial and error method where an artificial or hypothetical experience is created that engages the learner in an activity that reflects real-life conditions, but without the risk-taking consequence of an actual situation. Objective: to introduce a simulation teaching season into the depression module on the undergraduate PhD program. To conduct an evaluation of teaching to assess the impact of this intervention by student clinical skill compared to a handout on depression. To assess effectiveness of simulation teaching in the terms of building confidence in the student enjoyment. And there are the two types of simulation. Physical simulation is simulation in which physical object are substitute for the real thing. These physical objects are often chosen because they are smaller or cheaper than the actual object or system. And the interactive simulation. Interactive simulation is a special kind of physical simulation include human operator such as flight simulation or driving simulation. Laboratory, a room or building with scientific equipment for doing scientific tests or for teaching science. Laboratory teaching method. This method is one of the important methods of teaching science and form of integral parts of effective science teaching. Under this method, teachers encourage the student to derive various scientific law and principles of their own by getting personality involved in the experiment. This lab work as intended to give the student more insight on the MATLAB environment and how to work more efficiently with the command window. Some laboratory teaching methods. Students learn by their own efforts. Demonstration method. Slide booklets show process, complex procedure, and complicated apparatus. Tip booklets, methods of calculation, wall charts, video recording, computer simulated. And that will be the end of my discussion. Thank you for listening.
Good day everyone, my name is Maria Nicole Cali from BSE 1C, and today I'm gonna discuss some parts of the learner-centered instructional strategies. But before we start to our lesson, let's define the meaning of LCIS. Learning-centered instructional strategies. It is a teaching method that focuses on the student engaging in the hard works, reflecting on their learning process, and learning independently and collaboratively. Learning-centered instructional strategies that focuses on the student. In instructional strategies, the teachers use on the students to help them to learn effectively and successfully. So, in learning-centered instructional strategies, the student can either work by himself or herself or in a by group, that is an independently or collaboratively learning. Let us proceed to our lesson. Our lesson for today is all about inquiry-based learning, mental models, and project-based learning. But here are some objectives of my topics. Objectives: aim to develop students to analyze, synthesize, and evaluate information. Students are given the opportunity to learn, discover, and create throughout the entire process. Measuring how we think or how we reason out for something happened based on potentially relevant factors. Okay, inquiry-based learning. So, what What is inquiry-based learning? It is an approach to learning that emphasizes the student role in the learning process. Inquiry, it is start with a question. It comes many forms to try guide inquiry for more instruction and try to open inquiry for less. Our next topic is mental models. So, what is mental models? It is our values, belief, and a series of assumptions of how the world works. It is an explanation of someone's thought process about how something works in the real world. So, why we use mental model? Mental model simplifies the task of remembering input or output pairs. For example, supply and demand. That is a mental model. Why? It is help you to understand how the economy works. Next topic is project-based learning. A project-based learning, it is a teaching methods that allows students to gain knowledge and skills by requiring to work for an extended period of time to investigate of a complex problem or a question. It is allow the student to drive of their own learning process. What are the important elements of project-based learning? There are 8 elements. 1. Significant content. 2. A need to know. 3. Driving question. 4. Voice and choice by student. 5. 21st century skills. 6. In-depth inquiry and innovation. 7. Reflection and revision. 8. Public presentation. Let's define the meaning of the 8 elements. Significant content is where you outline learning goals looking on your standard. A need to know. Creating a hook for the introduction of a project. It is important to get your student is interested. Driving a question. It is a question that your student will be working toward within depth inquiry. Voice and choice by student. It is a fun part of planning for the student. 21st century skills. It is use of technology, creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking skills are all 21st century skills. In-depth inquiry and innovation. Students will be spending all their time working on the stage. Reflection and revision. At this stage, the student will use pair editing and feedback form to their teacher to create a high quality. Public presentation. Time to show all the hard work that the student put into their project in a public setting. What are the benefits of project-based learning to their student? The student will take responsibility for their own learning. The student will various learning style and differences are accommodated. Students are more likely to engage in their schooling when they feel autonomy on their own learnings. Let's proceed to our next reporter. Our next reporter, which is Danica May Lagdaan.